Hey guys! So today's video is going to be called How to Make New Friends, and you guys would be shocked at the amount of emails that I get asking me how someone can go about making friends, or they feel completely alone and have a really difficult time making friends. And I know exactly how you're feeling, and believe me, you are not alone, because like I said, I'm getting hundreds of emails asking me the same question, and I just wish that I could push you guys together and make you all friends. And I know it's not that easy, but I wish it was, because you guys are not alone, and there are so many people who feel this way. And I know how difficult it is when you feel socially awkward, and this video is going to be a little emotional for me because I have been there and I know exactly what it's like to feel like you have no friends and you feel completely alone. And I would literally call my boyfriend from college sobbing because I felt like I knew nobody. Like, I went to a huge school and I felt like I had zero friends there, and I just didn't know how to put myself out there. And let's face it, we're all self-conscious and, not overly confident in ourselves, and it can be really difficult to put yourself out there and face rejection. And I know what it's like to be that creepy girl who's super enthusiastic about being friends with someone, and they obviously don't want to be friends with you. And it can be crushing, and it's really hard. And a lot of people don't want to make new friends. I feel like there's two spectrums. The people who already have all their friends and they don't need you and they are fine with their friends. And there's the people like me who they have a difficult time putting themselves out there and making friends. And especially if you move or you go to a different school or something and you don't have that established group of friends, it can be really hard to put yourself out there. And I know exactly what it's like. And making friends should be easy, but for people like us, it's really not that easy. Like I said, if you're not five, it's hard, and I don't think people realize that. And it's difficult in our society, especially with texting and the internet and stuff like that. People just aren't making real connections anymore. Nobody is hanging out, you're just texting and stuff like that. And that's just so unfortunate because there's so many great people out there, and if you're willing to put in the work to make a new friend, then there will be people, there will be positive people who are there for you and who want to be friends with you. So I'm going to be giving a few tips on how to go out there and make new friends, but one thing I wanted to stress fully, and this is what I might get a little emotional about, is that you should never, under any circumstances, change who you are to make friends. And I've been there, and I've done that, and it doesn't work. And because eventually the real you is going to come out, and your fake friends probably aren't going to like it because that's not who they thought that you were. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you. And if you have fake friends, you're going to feel more alone having fake friends than you are if you have no friends. I would personally rather have no friends than fake friends. And you do not have to be a model size 0, or for guys, a super jacked, tan, I don't know an analogy, to have friends. Everybody deserves friends. I don't care if you are whoever you are, you deserve friends. Everybody does. And even if it takes you a little longer than you feel like should be necessary, you will eventually find the perfect friends for you. I promise. It just might take a little longer, but you will. And you deserve happiness, and you deserve friends. And just tell yourself that. Don't put yourself down. Just tell yourself that you deserve it, because you do. So that's my public service announcement for today. So my first tip, number 1, is constantly look for like-minded people. Whether you are at a Starbucks or you're walking your dog, just start conversations with people. And this can be difficult, and I've had to train myself to do this, to kind of be outgoing. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, I promise. So if you're walking your dog and you see another person with a dog, just be like, you don't even have to introduce yourself. You can be like, oh, this is my dog, Jabru. What's your dog's name? And it might come off super creepy, but you might start a conversation. They can be like, how old is your dog? Oh, that dog is really cute. I like it. And then maybe, you can make a doggy play date or something like that. Or if you're in a Starbucks and you see someone reading a book that you really like, you can be like, oh, I really like that book. Like, did you like this part or that part or something? Or, if you hear someone listening to music that you like, there are just so many ways that you can start a conversation and start interacting with people. And I kind of feel like this might be dating 101 as well, but it's not. That's not what I'm trying to get at. But just pushing yourself out of that comfort zone and being like, hey, I like this too. You're building on common interests, and that's super important. Another thing is, number 2, compliment others. People love to be complimented. If somebody told me how nice my shirt was right now, I would be your friend. It might not be that easy, but just compliment people on things, and a conversation might start. Being a positive, friendly, and complimenting person could really start a friendship. If you're in class and you like someone's backpack, be like, oh my God, that is so awesome. Where did you get that? And just have a conversation about it. And it might go somewhere and it might not, but at least you practice putting yourself out there. Number 3, don't rely on text or computer conversations. Please make positive face-to-face connections. If you have a friend that you're just texting all the time or you're just talking to online, be like, hey, you want to meet for coffee sometime? Because not that I'm saying that all people lie or are deceiving, but text messages and computer conversations can be deceiving because you're not having that face-to-face interaction with someone. So they might take 20 minutes to text you back. You don't know if they've been thinking for 20 minutes what you want to hear, and then they text that back to you. But when you're talking face-to-face, you can get more of a gauge of who the person is, and you're able to form a more intimate friendship that way, because you can't really form, I personally just don't think that you can form an intimate friendship just by texting. I mean, I text all my friends all the time, but that's not just our friendship. We hang out too. So definitely take it beyond the technology and just do some old-fashioned face-to-face, and you're sure to make some awesome connections. Number 4, this is the most cliche, I think, of all of them, which is join clubs. If you're in high school, or if you're not, you can go to yoga classes, join a gym, just do anything that you're interested in. I know in Philadelphia, we have like a magazine thing that has all of like the classes and the free seminars and stuff in Philadelphia. So if you are in a major city, find something that interests you, and then you can go to that class or whatever, and then you know that a person that you're talking to has the same interest as you, and you can kind of go from there. And that's when you can start talking about it. So definitely join clubs. Anything that you're interested in works. I know there's stuff online that you could, like there's like Meetup or something.com. I have never tried it, but you can you can put your area in, and then when people are doing like fitness classes outside or a book club or something, you can go to that, and that's how they kind of organize the whole thing. So I think that's really great too, but I don't know if it's just major cities or not. Like I said, I've never used it, but something like that could be really great as well. I actually went to a Zumba class tonight for the first time ever. I'm completely beat, like I cannot move my legs right now, but it was really awesome, and I got to talk to some people who are also interested in fitness and stuff like that, and it was really great to talk to like-minded people, and if I hadn't gone to that class, I wouldn't have met these people. So definitely branching out and doing things like that is really important, especially just that kind of pushing yourself to go, because I know that I get anxiety about going to places I don't know and with people that I don't know. But if you just push yourself and treat it like something that you absolutely have to do, then it'll be easier. And then once you get the first time over with, you'll be fine. It gets so much easier after that, I promise. Another thing, I actually didn't write it down, but say yes to all invitations. Healthy, non-toxic. I'll get to that in a minute, but like healthy invitations. Like if someone invites you to coffee, don't say no, say yes. If you can't do that time, suggest another time, and don't let it go until you guys go to coffee. Don't say no to social invitations. Don't say no to go to a party because you feel depressed or anxious about it. Just go and get it over with, because that's how you're going to make new friends. What is next? Number 5 is join a no, that's not number 5. Number 5 is work. I've met a lot of my really close friends through part-time jobs that I've had. If you're in high school, getting a part-time job can be really awesome. If you feel like you don't fit in at school, getting a job, you can meet so many people. I met so many people from my part-time jobs in high school that have helped me so much later in life, and that I'm still friends with to this day. So definitely that is a really great thing, and you already have something in common, that you guys work together. So there's things that you can talk about that. And then a lot of people, depending on where you work, it does depend on your job, a lot of people like to go to lunch together or something like that, and then you can get involved in that and start to make friendships that way. I feel that it's a really easy way to make friends, because that icebreaker's over. It's your coworker. You kind of know them, and then you can just delve deeper into your friendship that way. That's how I've made a lot of my really close friends, and it's really awesome. So I would definitely recommend that. Number 6 is when you are like asking your friend if they want to hang out, ask them if they want to bring a friend along as well, so that you can expand your social circle. So that, even if you don't really know that person, it doesn't matter. If you're going to a movie, say, oh, you were talking about this friend, how about you invite her to come with us? Constantly allow people to bring other people so that you're expanding your social circle. And you might not be best friends with that new person, but at least you're meeting more people, practicing having more conversations and stuff like that. So I think that's really important as well. The next thing is, the most important tip is exude positive energy. And like I said before, I'm not going to tell you to change who you are or anything like that, but definitely there is a difference. If you're constantly down on yourself or down on other people and complaining and just being super negative, people aren't going to want to be friends with you. And if that's how you're feeling, that's fine, but that's not all of you. There is a positive side to you, whether you see it or not yet, but I will get you there if you don't see that. But there is a positive side to everyone. There's a cheerful side to everyone. I found that I made so many more friends when I was cheerful and happy and excited about, if someone texted me and be like, oh, you want to do this? I'd be like, yes, I'm so excited. That would be so awesome. And even if you are anxious about it, just pep yourself up and just be super positive. People are so attracted to positive energy. It's ridiculous. And even if you are feeling depressed, I know that you can just be positive. Even if you feel like it's pretending, it will soon become who you are, and you will start to feel it as well. So even though this isn't a video about getting out of depression, putting yourself out there and being positive and making new friends can totally change everything. So that's definitely important. Just treat others the way that you want to be treated. And you wouldn't want someone hanging out with you and being like, yeah, everything sucks, I hate my life, like, you wouldn't want that. Sometimes that's okay if you're just venting to a friend, but if someone is constantly negative, and especially a new friendship, the other person's going to be like, no thanks, I don't need this in my life. So definitely being positive. Remove toxic people from your life and don't replace them with other toxic people. So by toxic people, I mean people who are just kind of bring you down, who are negative towards you, or people who you have a relationship based on bad habits. Like if you have friends that you just get blackout drunk with, or you have friends that you do choice activities with that are not healthy and helpful towards yourself, just get rid of them from your life. And I promise it can be scary pushing people away, but you will soon find positive people who you can replace them with. And having toxic people in your life will bring you down. And sometimes when you do have toxic friends, they can sometimes get really upset when you start to branch out and make new friends, because it makes them feel threatened. And if that person is a toxic, not a good friend to you, it's just better to cut them away now rather than leaving them on and having a bad influence in your life. So that's really important as well, to move on and make new friends. Don't make it a one-sided friendship. Don't just talk about yourself. Sometimes people get nervous when they're talking to people and they just start venting. I know that I have had this happen to me multiple times where I'm meeting people and they just talk about themselves and talk about themselves and talk about themselves. They tell you their entire life story and they don't even ask how you are or anything like that. That's very off-putting to a lot of people. People, like I said, people like compliments and people like to think that you care about them and, you want to know how they are. So definitely, you can talk and say things and, whatever, but ask the person about their life, about their interests, about what they like to do, and make it more of a two-sided conversation, which is going to lead to a deeper and more meaningful friendship. Also, this is really important as well. Keep in contact with your friends. Do not, under any circumstances, drop your friends because you get into a romantic relationship. I've had to learn this the hard way, and the good friends, the really good ones, will stick around, but the a lot of them won't, and you will find yourself feeling very alone, and either you will break up with that significant other and you will feel like you have no one, or you will still be in the relationship and feel like you have no one and just that other person. It is so important to have friends. You might feel that your significant other fills all your needs, but they don't. You need friends. You need other people to talk to, and you cannot just have a significant other. You need friends, and that is so important, and I had to learn it the hard way, but please, please, please don't just drop your friends because you are in a relationship. Make time for your friends. That's really important. Number 12, go out of your way to show that you are a good friend. I like to do nice things for my friend. If they need a ride, I will of course take them, and I, make treats and stuff for my friends, and I write them letters and nice things like that, and they do the same thing for me, and it's just really nice to have a nice friendship where every party just cares about each other and they just want the other person to be happy. And if you do things for someone, they're going to do things for you, and that's what a great friendship is. And if you're talking to someone about something and they feel like they can talk to you. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because something I wanted to say earlier was with the toxic friends. A lot of people feel like if they have depression and anxiety, they need to have friends that have that as well. But my best friends don't have depression and anxiety, and yet I can talk to them about anything. A good friend will understand and try, even if they don't understand what you're going through, they will ask questions and try to understand, and they will be there for you no matter what, whether they understand what you're going through or not. And a lot of times people who gravitate towards people with anxiety and depression, unless that other person is trying to get better as well, it could be a really, really toxic friendship because that person can bring you down. And although that sounds selfish, you need to be selfish. You need to surround yourself with positive people. Like I said, my best friend, I can talk to her about anything, and she doesn't have depression or anxiety, and she knows that I have it, and she asks me how I am and how I'm doing, and she cares about me, so it doesn't matter that she doesn't have it. So that's really, really important as well. And my last tip, which I might get a little emotional about, be yourself and love yourself. And I know that that's really hard, and it's especially hard for women. But be persistent and just go out there and just try really hard to make friends, because you deserve it, and you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to make friends. Like I said, I would rather have no friends than fake friends. So just be yourself. Go out there and make some friends. So that is my video. It's super long. I'm super sorry. I'm going to have a journal exercise on my blog. I will link it in the down bar. If you need me for anything, you know how to contact me. Thanks, guys. Bye.